What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel, and today we have another Call of Duty video. And with E3 2016 just in the rearview mirror a couple weeks ago, I wanted to take another look at both Infinite Warfare and the dislikes and Battlefield 1 and just the whole concept of both games. I feel like it deserves another look as to, you know, where the dislikes came from, how the games are playing. More gameplay has been released, and I just want to give you guys a few more tips, little tidbits of information, so that you guys are aware of what's coming in the next few months and what to expect from both games and how they play. Alright, so let me pull down my screen here, and let's start off with looking at the dislikes of the Infinite Warfare trailer and just how it compares to a past game. Now, if we look at Black Ops 2, we can see that it was at one time the most disliked gaming trailer ever released. And if we take a little peek up here, we can see that the original Call of Duty Black Ops 2 reveal trailer was sitting around 60,000 dislikes, which happened to be a lot at the time, and, you know, nearly double, triple that likes. And now, if we compare this to the modern day Infinite Warfare trailer, we can see this is drastically different. Now, there are two reasons for this. When Black Ops 2 was originally released, it was just breaking into the new advanced type of warfare. It was their first attempt at going into the future, and it obviously got some backlash on the dislike button, as we can see from the past. Now, it's a little different with Infinite Warfare. If we look at Infinite Warfare, we can see here that it's sitting at around 3 million dislikes. Now, this is definitely skewed due to something called mob mentality. This has to do with, you know, a lot of big YouTubers having a personal feeling towards Call of Duty continuing to go in the futuristic direction. Now, I don't want to get too far into it. There's a number of reasons why someone may not like the new game, whether it's boots on the ground, they don't want the boost jumping anymore, they want the old school game, like, you know, World War I, World War II, whatever the reason. Now, you have these big YouTubers who have drastic influence on their fans who would maybe say, you know, go dislike this, or they'll push their opinion of this new game being going to be terrible, and then this streams thousands and thousands of fans to go to the new Call of Duty trailer and dislike it. Now, that's, you know, that could be a movement to try to get Call of Duty to go back to the old school, but for whatever reason, these dislikes are definitely overboard in terms of the ratio. We can see here it's 3 million to something like 400,000. Now, the difference is there is also a lot more likes on this video than there was on Black Ops 2. Now, this can be because there is either more fans in the Call of Duty community, just for the Call of Duty games overall, but for whatever reason, the dislikes have definitely been somewhat skewed due to, like you said, influence. You know, influence from other big YouTubers, and just kind of this mob mentality to hate the new direction of Call of Duty. Now, this changes when we look at the new E3 gameplay trailer that was released a couple weeks ago at the E3 convention, and the content wasn't drastically different than the revealer trailer, except it started to reveal more of how the game is going to play, rather than just short cutscenes. Maybe that leads to say that the trailer was just poorly made in terms of, you know, like storytelling and having a climax in the middle of the trailer. That could be a potential too. But when this gameplay trailer was released, it got a lot more positive feedback at E3 than the original revealer trailer did. So let's take a little look here at the new E3 gameplay trailer, and we'll try to break that down a little bit to give you guys some more insight on exactly how this is playing out in the community.
Enemy surging in multiple sectors, LT. They're taking ground.
Let's keep this
Alright, so right away the graphics are looking stunning, and I mean that's a given with any new game, Xbox One, PS4, they're gonna look better every time.
Captain on the bridge.
But I'm not frowning upon this space thing. I mean, this is the campaign, remember? I'm only critiquing the campaign gameplay. Multiplayer, I think, is going to be still the fast-paced Call of Duty shooter that they've always brought us. I think there is going to be boost jumping, but I mean, that's just part of the future, right? I mean, they may go back in the next game, but you know, this is Call of Duty World League. They love that fast-paced, you know, competitive feel. And you know, maybe they'll go back next game, but I mean, look, if this doesn't make you feel like you're in the game, like look at this cockpit, heads up display, check your pulse, you know, make sure you're still alive. This looks like an incredible game. Just for the feel of it, you know, feeling like you're in the game, and just the characters talking, like listen to that, it just makes you, it's awesome. I'm stoked for this.
Roger, we're lit.
Launch in 3, 2.
I think they did a great job.
They're launching skelters! Shit, I got one on me!
Countermeasures.
Like that fast pace, they brought that to the flying module too. And as far as I know, it is an open world when you're flying. As long as you know, maintain your objective. I think that's what they were saying. So it's not going to be too scripted.
1-1 is away.
This is a little example of kind of how it is, you know, as the player. Just to see, look at the aiming, still the same. They still have that tight aim, the recoil. You know, you can really feel the recoil in the guns. That's how Call of Duty's always been. Look at that. That looks awesome. So you can see they're still following that fast-paced, tight shooting Call of Duty feel. And now that's why I'm going to give you a little bit of gameplay from Battlefield 1, and I'm going to show you why these games are drastically different. They almost can't even be categorized in the same feel. The only thing that I feel that connects them is they're about war. Other than that, the gameplay, the flow of the game, how it feels behind the gun is all different, and why you cannot, in my opinion, you can't compare these. You can't say, I could buy both of these games and get two different experiences, gameplay experiences. They would feel like two drastically different games to me. Let's take a look at the Battlefield 1 gameplay and break that down a little bit and see what the differences are in these two games. Alright, so we got a sniper, a little pistol, so you can already see just from behind the gun, the gameplay kind of looks different, feels different. Look at it as he moves around the map. This game looks absolutely stunning. I mean, this game looks as close you can get to real war as I think any game has ever been. Look at this, the graphics quality, and just the scenery, and it looks amazing. And I will be getting this game, no doubt. But compared to Call of Duty, it's got much more structured gameplay. Watch here. You know, see, when you're sprinting, it's much more structured sprint, kind of like Gears of War. How when you're running, it's not as fluent. You're constricted by guidelines of the sprinting motion. But I'm just saying how the gameplay is different, right? You know, look at aiming down the sights. Looks a lot different with the recoil. And that's the way Battlefield's always been. It's felt so real from behind the gun, right? But a lot slower pace. A lot slower of a pace of a game, I find. You know, to travel across these massive maps, the bullet drop, how he had to lead the plane there. You know, a lot more dynamics that create for a very, very, very different game. Bullet drop, you know, increases that half second of aim that you need to take. Whereas in Call of Duty, you just gotta... Wow, that looked awesome though. Did you see that? That freaking blood spurt from the headshot? That looks awesome. The map looks phenomenal too. I mean, this looks absolutely extraordinary. Absolutely extraordinary, you know? But like I said, I'm judging on gameplay, and multiplayer Battlefield feels the same way as the campaign, where in Call of Duty, that's not the case. Usually a lot of the gameplay in campaign is, like you said, you're probably not going to be able to get into a spaceship in the Call of Duty campaign, or in the multiplayer, sorry, but you will be in the campaign. Whereas Battlefield's always kept a very close-knit between their campaign and their multiplayer. It's always felt very, very similar. But see how when he's sprinting, you don't have as fluid of motion as you do in the Call of Duty game, because they're just different games, right? And there's just so much going on in Battlefield. That's what creates that war feel too, right? But this looks absolutely awesome. Like, look at that. Absolutely awesome. Absolutely awesome. But I think that's enough. I mean, just to show you guys kind of the difference in, you know, what to expect for Battlefield and Call of Duty all together. It shows you the difference in gameplay. Both very, very, very good games. I probably will have a absolute blast playing both of these campaigns and both of these multiplayers. But if I'm looking for a fast-paced shooter to get my competitive edge on, get my you know, hand-eye coordination on, and my timing, then I'm gonna be playing Call of Duty, even if it's, you know, Infinite Warfare and it's in the future, because that's the game style they've always played by. And if I want that in-depth war feel where I'm sniping guys from broken down towers in World War II through mustard gas, then I'm diving into the Battlefield 1 gameplay. So I hope you guys took a little bit from this video. And one thing I think I forgot to mention at the beginning is Black Ops 2, even though it was one of the most disliked game trailers of all time before Infinite Warfare, it ended up being Activision's best-selling Call of Duty in the franchise. So, little tip of information there for you guys. But as always, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, if you took something from the video, definitely give it a thumbs up, and definitely subscribe if you're new to the channel and want to see more content. But as always, guys, stay on the bean, you do you, live life your way, because that's the way it's meant to be. Cheers, you beauties. Showed a remake of a raid map, which we will get into in a little bit, but then today they released the first video highlighting the new zombies map in the